I was hoping to find something beautiful this morning to share with you because of this outrageous setting that I'm enjoying down here in Cloudcroft, New Mexico. Vivekananda writes in his complete works that every man should take up his own ideal and endeavor to accomplish it. That is a surer way of progress than taking up other men's ideals, which can never hope to be accomplished. For instance, we take a child and at once give him the task of walking 20 miles. Either the little one dies, or 1 in 1,000 crawls the 20 miles to reach the end exhausted and half dead. That is like what we generally try to do with the world. All the men and women in any society are not of the same mind, capacity, or of the same power to do things. They must have different ideals, and we have no right to sneer at any ideal. Let everyone do the best he can for realizing his own ideal, nor is it right that I should be judged by your standard, or you by my standard. The apple tree should not be judged by the standard of the oak, nor the oak by that of the apple. To judge the apple tree, you must take the apple standard, and for the oak tree, the oak standard. Unity in variety is the plan of nature. However men and women may vary individually, there is unity in the background. The different individual characters and classes of men and women are natural variations in creation. Hence, we ought not to judge them by the same standard or put the same ideal before them. Such a course creates only an unnatural struggle, and the result is that man begins to hate himself and is hindered from becoming religious or good. Our duty is to encourage everyone in his struggle to live up to his own highest ideal, and to strive at the same time to make the ideal as near as possible to the truth. This is such a compassionate and reasonable way of seeing the world, of seeing people, to understand that God has come in all of these different forms for us, to teach us and to help us reach an ideal. And it's always an ideal of the highest love, the highest compassion. I get every now and then the comments just yesterday, my way is the only way. This teaching is the only teaching. I pray for the people that hear you. God is so much bigger than the mind, so much bigger than our experience. What is your ideal? Do you spend time imagining your highest self? What is the perfect you? What is that you would love to rise to be and to be remembered for? Dream of that ideal, write out your ideal, aim at your ideal, and go forward. Be encouraged. It is your nature to accomplish it, to reach it. It's your destiny to find that inner freedom, to find that immense amount of love that exists within you, and to encourage everyone around you along the way. Take them by their own standard. Let them be who they are, and encourage them, love them. If your way is better in your mind, then prove it by the way that you live. If it's worthwhile, people will come to you to ask. You are not a teacher until someone asks you to teach. Your way is not the best way until the world comes to it and says, teach us. In the meantime, let us all know and be familiar with our own ideal. Let us be sincere and earnest and dedicated to truth. And let the fact that all of the world's traditions tell us that love is that one most important thing. Make sure that's your motive any time that you reach out or touch the world around you, that it is for love. If you want to correct somebody, make sure that you're doing it not out of your own ego or your own rightness, but out of a love for them. If you want to teach, then have a life worthy of a teacher. We have so many fallen teachers. We've seen so many downfalls of so many bright and sincere people. Build a practice, build a commitment, build a strength, an inner knowledge of your own inner being, that love and that wisdom that is yours by nature. Conquer the ego. Subdue the things that you are not in control of, so that you can rise above them, so that you determine your life, not your feelings, not your drives, not your lusts, not your angers, not your jealousies, but that seed of love. Let that be your guide.